when any smart entrepreneur who's driven, who's male, who's earning a good amount of money, has a number in their head. Now, you have a number right now. Everyone has a number. Maybe it's 50K a month, 100K a month, 250K a month, even $500,000 a month. But I know you have a number, and it's a revenue or a profit number. Now, let me ask you, when you last hit a number that you had in your head, and maybe you have to think back to when you hit that elusive 10K a month all those years ago, or maybe it was the 30K, or maybe it was the 100K a month, how long did that feeling of satisfaction, fulfillment, joy, and feeling successful last? A year? 6 months? 3 months? A few weeks? Days? You hit a number, and then you feel good for a little bit. There's a little bit of happiness, and then it's fleeting. And then you set a new number. And the thing I like to say is, when you climb a mountain, what's on the other side? More mountains. And the more mountains and what you're currently experiencing is this feeling of it never being enough. Now, you may look at yourself right now and say, hey, I'm not enough. And that could be conscious or subconscious, but it shows up in everything from your identity, your beliefs, your thoughts, your emotions, your actions, and even the results in your life. And this is only for the fast-driven, hungry, growth-obsessed, progress-fueled male entrepreneurs. I am a male transformation coach for entrepreneurs. I always want you to hit your goals, and I want you to actualize your vision. I'm gonna trust that the number you pick has some significance and meaning to you. But with that said, it is just a number. And when you hit that number, you're gonna move the goalpost. And just reflect, you've already done it. I've done it with my business. I have 2 businesses. I have a multiple 6-figure agency, and then I have Straight Line Entrepreneur. And in both cases, I have a number in my head. But you have a number, and whether you have an agency, you're a coach, you have an info product, you're an info product owner, like SaaS founder, whatever it is, you have a number. And I want you first to look at that number, maybe you write it down right now, and ask yourself why. Like, why do you have that number? Like, where did it come from? Was it from a guru, someone that said to you, you are not complete unless you make 10K a month, 100K a month, $1 million a month? Maybe they said you're not sovereign, you're not free, you are not the man unless you hit this number. And you've taken that on. And now that is your own belief system, and that is the number that you assign significance and meaning and purpose. So I want you to know your number, and I want you to truly connect with why that number is important. Once you know, and that is the outcome, next we're gonna get into the why. Ask yourself, why this number? Come up with an answer. Maybe I want to earn 100K a month because when I earn 100K a month, I can support my family. It always comes back to more freedom, more purpose, more joy, more fulfillment, more success. And all of that is underlined by having progress in your life and then having some form of growth. And let's just talk about business. But once you know your number and then you know why you need to hit the number, the next thing to get honest with yourself is, who do you have to become to hit your number? And right now you may think that your number is going to take 12 months or 24 months or 36 months. And I want to put you through an exercise. I want you to close your eyes and then ask yourself, if I must hit that number in 12 months, what needs to change? How do I need to change? And you're going to answer, and you most likely, because you've been programmed and conditioned and brainwashed, is going to be more hiring, more systems, more funnels, more onboarding, different offer, better offer. You're going to think all about the external and all the business changes that you need to make. What I'm going to ask you to do instead is also get honest and clear and break down your identity, your beliefs and thoughts, your emotions, even your actions, and ask yourself, what must change? And you're going to realize through doing that exercise that it's you that needs to change, because the bottleneck is never in your business. The bottleneck is always you, and it's reflected in your business. So this is the why. The direction is the outcome, but the why is the fuel. And you can be fueled right now by anger, fear, desire, purpose, and all of those different fuels have a shelf life and they can get you so far. But once you know your why and you truly connect on like, this is actually the why that I want and it matters, you're gonna write that down. The missing piece I see time and time again is that you're here and you wanna get to here. And you assume that to get from here to here, all you need to do is just change the business stuff. I'm here to tell you that I have yet to see anyone who achieved their goals by not changing. You must change. You must transform. And the reason that that is key is because if you right now was capable of hitting your goals, actualizing your vision, you would have already done it already. And I'm going to give you a super powerful exercise, which you'll see I did in a live coaching yesterday, is I want you to imagine and close your eyes, but I want you to imagine and future plan. Imagine right now the current you and the direction, trajectory you're on, and don't lie to yourself. You know where you're going. You can feel it. What happens in 3 months, 6 months, 12 months? And imagine you in the exact same place. Like, what comes up? And I want you to bathe in that pain. I want you to sit with it. And I'm doing this because I really want to anchor you in the emotion of not changing and staying the same. If you don't change, you're going to stay the same and create the same results. So once you have that, and pause the video and really reflect on this, and I don't just want you to stay in the mind, I want you to feel it in the body. Maybe you feel some tightness in your chest, or you feel something in the pit of your stomach. I want you to sit with that. Now you can open your eyes when you feel like you memorize and you feel that emotion wherever it is in the body. And when you open your eyes, we're now going to move swiftly to the next exercise. I'm going to ask you to close your eyes again, and what I'm going to ask you to do is now imagine if everything you must do in terms of changing the way you think, feel, and act came into fruition, where you'd be and who you'd be and what your business would look like in 3 months, 6 months, and then in a year. And I want you just to welcome it and actually feel that freedom sensation. Maybe you just feel way more free and you're just like, fuck yeah, like this is it. And this is an unlimited, and this is what I feel. Pause the video and I want you to bathe in that. And I want you to get familiar with that feeling. Like you're limitless, you're expanding, you're growing, you're compounding. You've gone from circle to zigzag and you're now in the straight line. Now the secret is to stay in that state daily. Because once you know your numbers, once you know the why, and then once you know what you're actually doing and who you're becoming, you then get to compress time and be that person today. If you follow those 4 steps, you're going to hit your number. Because every day you are anchoring in what that actually looks like. And that is what is going to pull it towards you instead of you trying to push through and kind of white knuckle and stay in friction. That's it. It's what all my private clients do. It's what all my customers do, and I get them to do it daily. And I give them a daily practice. Now, it takes 10 minutes. Now, if you want that daily practice, just DM me on Instagram, the words daily practice. But the only thing that separates those that stay in the circle and zigzag from those that are in the straight line and they stay in the straight line is that they do it daily and consistently. It works if you work it. And on that note, as always, take care, and I hope you've enjoyed the video.